Welcome everyone. This is going to be a technical demonstration on the new material only option in GibbsCAM 14. Material only itself is not new to GibbsCAM 14, but rather the new one has increased functionality. You operate it the same way you did the old one. It's in a couple different places and different operation types, and I'm going to go through those operation types and show you where it resides in each one. But other than that, that's all there is to using it. So what's new in the material only option in GibbsCAM 14? Well, before GibbsCAM 14, material only would only work if you're in the same coordinate system as well as using a similar process type, so either milling or turning or something like that. But as soon as there's any kind of rotation, it ceases to work as well. So I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate this here. So our first set of operations, operation 1 and 2, is going to be clearing out the top half of this part, while our second is going to be clearing out the bottom half of our part here. And then after all that, we come through with some turning, and you can see from the toolpath that we're just kind of cleaning up the surface a little bit. And then this last operation is getting in this groove here where our milling tool was too big to get in. Now, these first two operations and the second two operations are identical. They're just using a different coordinate system. So we just selected the part and the boundary, and we set our depths, and then we flip the coordinate system and we just repeated, hit redo, or rather do it. So when I open this process, you can see on the rotate tab that we're using the YZ plane for this particular operation, whereas operations 3 and 4 are the same, but they're using YZ other side, so it's just a flip coordinate system, and that's something that we weren't able to do before, so it's kind of nice. And then as well, when moving between milling and turning, we weren't able to maintain that in-process workpiece. So, but that's all there is to it. Let me show you the OpSim and how it works. You can see that the turning wasn't up here from the toolpath. It starts down here into the work. So that's all there is to this part. Now let me move on to another one. It's actually the same part, but the difference here is that we are turning first and then we're milling. And you can see that the milling toolpath is really only cleaning up where the turning couldn't get in. So let's simulate this one. All right, pretty cool stuff. Let me real quick show you on turning and milling how to do the material only. On our turning processes, we have material only in the top right hand portion of this box here. So you just click this and you give it a clearance is roughly a tolerance value, but that's all there is to it. On the milling operations, it's a checkbox here down in the bottom left hand portion of the screen. But both of those have identical functionality. They do the same thing. And then one more example here on this part rather. Okay, so this one does the same thing. It's going to be turning first and then milling, except now we have an advanced 3D operation type. And you can see that the toolpath looks quite a bit different, but the principle is the same. So let's take a look at this operation. Now it's a little hidden on this one. We want to go to the boundary tab when we're using advanced 3D, and we want to set this checkbox here that says rest material. It's a different name, you got to be aware of it, and it's also on a different tab, so that can be a little bit confusing for new users. But advanced 3D has a lot more functionality and capability in terms of what kind of tolerance we're doing, number of passes, all that kind of stuff. So there's a lot more to the rest milling here in advanced 3D. But otherwise, exactly the same. The new functionality has been updated to all operation types, including some that I'm not going to be going over in this demonstration, like volume mill, volume turn, eccentric turning, 5-axis, really any operation type. So it's been included with all. Let's do a quick simulation of this, but it's going to be more of the same here. We're turning, doing a little grooving, and then our roughing operations. Milling. And the rest is history, right? Pretty easy. Let's go ahead and look at one more example. Now, this one actually uses a drill. Okay, so we're going to be drilling first. I'll just show you. How about that? We're going to be drilling, and then it enters through, let's play that again. It enters through the hole that we drilled. And it knows that, hey, it doesn't start in the center, and it's rotating our axis here and expanding outward. But again, it didn't waste time going into the middle and working its way out into the exact radius that we needed to start at to not waste any time here. So it does work with drilling as well. So that's the end of this demonstration. Pretty straightforward, but I think it has a lot of applications for GibbsCAM users, especially those who are doing more advanced functionality like 5-axis and MTM. Thanks.